I don't leave my room much, but these past few days have been an exception. I was up in Sacramento and I got a chance to stop at an almond farm. While I was standing amongst the hundreds of rows of trees, I realized that the almonds were a metaphor. There's a 30% chance that a flower on one of these trees turns into something more valuable, an almond, and that perfectly relates to the startup world because there's a low percentage of success and you probably won't make it. But you can't be denied when you're too delusional to know when it's time to stop. When I got back, I finally started working on the Indie Deal project, and I really had to fight off my shiny object syndrome very hard. I normally make my projects using SvelteKit, and that was a pretty easy choice for the front end, but I wanted to try something different for the back end. I just needed something to refresh myself. Now, obviously, SvelteKit is a meta framework and it has the capabilities to serve API routes. Now, this normally works very well, and I've used it in a lot of projects in the past, but sometimes it just feels like cheating. How is my unicorn startup going to be successful if we don't over-engineer everything to waste VC money? Now, at that point, I started thinking about writing the backend in Go. I love Go and I've been using it a lot recently in one of my projects, but the one thing so far I hate about it is interacting with databases. Coming from TypeScript, I'm spoiled with ORMs like Drizzle, and their most popular SQL ORM, Gorm, just wasn't working for me. And I could go raw, but I prefer to stay protected, so that rules Go out. Now, right around this time when I was choosing my stack, a language called Gleam reached version 1.0, and it's based on Erlang and runs on the Beam virtual machine. Now, I don't really understand what any of that means, but I understand that Elixir is good for high concurrency apps, and it's also based on Erlang and the Beam virtual machine. And seeing that Gleam is kind of related to it, I thought it would be a great choice. So I wasted a week learning Gleam, and that's when I realized that I'm building a marketplace, which doesn't need a backend to be highly scalable, robust, or concurrent. And honestly, the backend could probably be run on a one-core Raspberry Pi. So I came full circle and built the project in SvelteKit. So let me show you the state of the marketplace right now.
So this is the project right now. Keep in mind, I haven't done any design work for this. I just wanted to get something working. Over here is where all of the products will show up. You'll be able to click into these, see the details about it, and buy it. You can come over here to your profile, set up your profile, your socials. Come over here to sell. You can create listings, view your current listings, see their rating, their status, and you can go through and add a new listing. And this account's an admin, so over here I can see all the products that are pending approval, and then I also added notifications.
At a certain point, I did realize that I wanted a chat system, but I didn't really want to build anything in Gleam and Go. And if you want to use WebSockets with SvelteKit, it's pretty hacky to get it working, so I didn't want to do that. So at this point, I decided to change the architecture of the project. Now I would have the main SvelteKit project, which is the front end and also part of the backend. Then I would have a standalone chat server, which would talk to the SvelteKit backend, and therefore the chat server wouldn't have to directly access the database. And the chat server just allows users to message sellers directly so that they can get answers to their questions. So that's the current state of the project. I've really only been working on it for a few days, but honestly, I don't know if I'm feeling this project. I really want to make an online game, not like a first-person shooter, but like a trivia game for programmers. And I think that would be really fun to make. But I don't know if I want to bend and wad this project and just give up on it after 2 days. So I'm probably going to continue with it and see where it goes.